Alright, so you could play an Aeoli, and you could do a pattern off of the 6 there, but you would probably want to start this 6. You could start that 6 from here. Alright, so you have to think, okay, where's the 6? The 6, I'm cheating looking at these things. The 6 is the top part of the S2L. Okay, so, but really the way that I look at it to make it even easier is I know that the 6 is the G. So let's say this is a G here. Alright. I know that's the G part, so the 6 would be the E to the G. That's how I do the pattern. Now, then I have to know what the pattern is. Well, I got to say 6, 7, root. So that's what this is, 6, 7, root right there. I know that's likely the bottom of an S2L there, but actually it's the top. Okay, so 6, 7 root's going to go to 2, 3, 6, 7 root goes to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. Okay, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Top string, bottom string the same. Alright, so there's some thought that goes into this. It's not easy, but it's easy to play the patterns. We're going to get to this fun part of the lecture here where it's just fun to play the patterns. It's almost like shutting your eyes and going like, little stuff like that. When I go, I'm using my ear. I can't possibly be like analyzing every note that I play. So we're going to get to the patterns and do that, I guess, right now. So this is the latest chart that I made about 2 hours ago. Because it's raining. It's raining, and I went running yesterday in the sun. It was 70 degrees yesterday. And now we're down to 51 with rain, and we were expecting a thunderstorm this hour. We didn't get it, which is good. It's all going to stop around 8 o'clock. So they say. Looking at this now, I've got some color coding here. These are the same pattern. Just because they're colored doesn't mean they're any different. The reason they're colored is so you can see them. You can see these are the building blocks. I keep forgetting to write building blocks here. These are the building blocks, okay, to the pattern. So this is a building block. You put it in the pattern. This is the building block. You put it, and you build the pattern. And if you see the same thing, that's the repeat point. The reason why I've got enough room to put the whole part of the pattern on top and bottom so you can recognize it. You wouldn't recognize it if I took this away and I took this away. Alright, I've done that when I was short of space. So you can see, well, you kind of have to infer, does he really mean that this is part of this bigger pattern? Yes, it is. Sorry if I did that before and it didn't make much sense. This is just here for reference, but the action is here. This is here so you can see that in this case I've color coded them now. Now the notes, I have the same color code every time. I only changed them once in like 10 years. And that is I've added the D as light purple and the A as light blue. But it was always light blue. It just wasn't showing. So, but I love that D. I can see where that D is. Not on this guitar, because this is my C-tune guitar. This is an older one. The new one that I made that has the E grid on it. I can really see where that D is, and it really helps me that my eyes aren't that good anymore. Well, they're not as good as they used to be. we got to get to this stuff. This stuff is the greatest. Everybody knows that. Okay, so we got the color coding. Let's finish this up. So we got the color coding, okay? So here's the S3L is the white building block, okay? It's pretty much the Dorian block, all right? And that is down here. You see how it's white there? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R2. And then hinging on that Lego block, that glued Lego block, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 R2. All right. And then the S3L, the S2Ls, excuse me, are still there, but they're not what's being brought out in this instance of the 7L. This is to show you where the S3S's go. And indeed, it's good to know how they hook together, because if you do a 5-6 substitution on this one, where you instead of taking this 5-6 into the top of the pattern, which is just 7R2, you go 5, 6, 7, R2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back at 5, 6 where you began, then you finish the pattern up here, but it's the same pattern. All right, that's one thing that's good to show for. So we got the different colors, they help. This is the S4L color of the day. And what it started out today was I was playing my S4L and I realized, you know something? The S4L is it's a good Locrian pattern, and it's a good Ionian pattern. There's your root. And I thought, oh, so I can just play, if I want to just add the leading tone, let's say we do it in F. Okay, so instead of just going, I'm going to go, okay? So if I want to play this easy pattern here, right here, this S4L, it just goes, and you can accent the root like that instead of, you know, because that would be Locrian. You're off and running, you know. It's like on your mark and set, go. Take your marks as 7 and go. But you add the 7 there, because if you start on root, that goes against an Andy rule. And the Andy rule is that all patterns must be played, you know, with their string fragments in their entirety so that it can be remembered. If you start going off an element of a pattern, unless it's being referenced to a fixed fragment, that's legal. 5-6 is a legal fragment. It's in the substitutions. When you get to the 5-6, you have to mentally put this 5-6 into there. Then it's okay, even though it's a fragment. But when you say want to do a pentatonic S3XL, you've got to X out the 7 and the 4. Then you got this funny shaped pattern, and no one's gonna remember that, because you've got to literally assign a number to every note you play in your head, or just practice the pattern. Say, I memorized this, and this is how this song goes, and I'm going to play it, and then you play it, and that's it. But what if somebody asks you to play it again? You know, and you just, well, what rule was I using again? What did I memorize? And it may not be so easy then. It's better to keep a set of rules going. Anytime I make an improvement, it should encompass the other way of doing it.